Hey, it's MK and I am here with another layout for Use the Stuff. I am combining this with June 16th's Mixed Media Mayhem recipe, as well as Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. Day 16 sketch. This sketch is by Debbie Barton. Here is the example of the sketch. And I have a little note that says that I'm going to turn it into an 8.5 by 11. So here are my choices for the Mixed Media Mayhem recipe. I've got a torn edge or distressed paper, ink through a stencil, and mixed media alphas. I'm also, Mix Your Alphas is what it is. I also am going to be using this Dusty Attic barcode set. I love this set. And then this Dusty Attic frame that is called Industrial Frame Square, because she also has a circle. Anyways, I have two photos. One I will not show you, but the other one is of my husband and his frozen beard. I have this really old paper from 2012, close to my heart, called Victory. I loved this paper. I bought so much of it because I just love it, and I'm down to my nitty-gritty little scraps. I also have some little yellow bicycle, which I think is 2009, but I don't end up using it, but I thought I was going to because it has this orange. And these close to my heart punch outs as well, or they pop out, and then the other one is a sticker sheet. They came from a boy kit that was like a Reflections 1 kit. So everything came pre-cut, pre-stuck, pre-done for you. All you had to do was add your photos, follow the directions, everything went just right where it belonged. So those kind of kits are really cool when you're in a slump or just barely beginning or want very fast pages to hurry up and get an album done. I also have this paper here from Basic Gray, and I'm just going to trim it down at the perforated. And then Cindy, who I am at a retreat with, my friend Cindy was nice enough to cut all these little alphas for me because she already had the die out. I have Cindy over on the right of me, Janet is over on the left of me, and Joni is in front of me. We're all at this ginormous table, and they put up with me really, really well. So anywho, here is number 1 for my Mixed Media Mayhem, which is ink through a stencil. So that is what I am going to be doing here. I love this stencil, you guys. I cannot remember who it's by, something with a cat in the name of it. But I do know it is long retired. Every time that I share it with you guys, everybody wants to know where I got it. I got it from a Cherry on Top. And I have to go back through my orders from 2 years ago to find the link because it is no longer available. I've tried to look for it through, eBay and all that other good stuff. And it's just not available anymore, you guys. I apologize about that. So there won't be a link down below or anything. I don't even know. I think it's called Crosses and Circles or something like that. I don't know, you guys. So anyways, I am also going to be punching out or popping out all of my chipboard pieces. Now, once I do this, I've explained this before, they're dirty. And the reason that is because the laser machine that is used to cut these actually burns the paper. And so you get that little black spots around your fingers and whatnot. I punch everything out and then I just go wash my hands because once you're done fiddling with it out of its packaging, you don't get those black marks as you do when you're first getting them out of the packaging. Just to let you guys know that. It's nothing to be discouraged about. You just want to do all your punching all at once. Take out all the images. Don't leave a few on the carrier sheet. Take them all out and then go wash your hands and you're good to go. So I'm just going to trim up this frame because I really do like the fact that these gears are all in a line and like the chains are coming down or the chains are going up, things like that. So I really wanted to just use that portion of it, and I didn't expect to use it as a frame, even though that would have looked really cool too. So I went ahead and I cut down my photo mats for my two photos using the brown paper from this Victory collection. And then I'm going to use the brown leftovers as well as this camouflaged paper. And I'm going to use that as my torn edge section or my layered pieces, but I wanted the layers to go from the top side down. I wanted each layer to be ripped and then on top of each other. So this is the only way that I could think of how to do it without having a full sheet of that camouflage paper. I don't know why I can't think of the word camouflage. So anyways, this is recipe number 2, which is torn or distressed paper. So I'm actually doing both. I'm distressing it with my distress tool, and I'm tearing it. So I'm actually doing both to get the effect that I am looking for. Now I'm just using some walnut stain to ink those edges so they're not crisp white edges. And that, that's it. And then of course, I did not bring any kind of distress tool either, except for I knew I was going to be doing this through a stencil. So I did bring my blending brush. I did count on that, but I assumed, and this is silly of me, but I assumed since Janet was bringing all of the inks, because that brown ink pad was the only one that I brought, since she was bringing all the inks, I assumed she had all the blending tools to go with it. And yes, she had the tool. She just did not have the blending pads to go on the tool, which we laughed at, and it was great and fun. I'm visiting with my girlfriends. I apologize, you guys. I talk with my hands. I really do. I'm even talking with my hands right at this very moment. You just can't see it. Yep, that is what I do. So to save some of this paper, this gorgeous, I love me a good camo paper, you guys. Just love it. And the colors in this one are right up my alley. I love this paper. But to save some of it, I am trying to trim it off and only using the bits that I need. So I'm going to go off of Debbie's sketch, and where she has her dark blue and green, I am ripping my pages in those areas. But again, I'm working on a smaller platform, so my rips have to be a little bit more strategic and smaller. And when I added this brown here, I was like, am I even going to see it? Is anybody going to notice? Well, I tried it without the brown and just used the camo. I could tell the difference. So I needed a little bit. So here I am just ripping and tearing a micrometer of this, and then I'm going to cut it off because these are scraps, you guys. It's all I have left. And so I figured I could use them all where I needed them. So, and again, I'm using my distress tool. Not my distress tool, my walnut stain ink to get rid of the crisp white. Now, I don't mind it being a little off white. I just didn't want it to be crisp white. And then, of course, I almost forgot to ink the edge of my basic gray paper. I have a huge stack of this basic gray paper inside my industrial grunge category, and I am trying to work through it. So I apologize if every single background is going to be this basic gray grunge. I just had a ton of it, and I really, really, really wanted to work my way through it. So I'm just using it. It's a great background paper. It really is. And it worked really well with what I was doing here. So anywho, I'm going to go ahead and finish my little tears. I've got one more piece to do. This actually was what took the longest on the entire layout, because everything else was, I don't even know what I'm looking for right at this moment, but I don't like how angular this rip was. It's a little too perfect, and I want it to be a little bit less. And plus it was more, I really wanted it to be like Debbie's, where it went the whole width of the bottom of the page, but I didn't have enough of my camouflage to do that. If I turned it on the side, yes, I did. I guess I never even thought of to do it like that. So I was trying to keep it to where I knew I wasn't going to mess up. However, my rip was just too perfect. Like, it turned out not lumpy bumpy like I wanted it to. So I'm trying to fix it with what little paper that I had left to play with. And I like that a little bit more, but it's not what I really wanted. But that's okay. We're going to move on with that anyways and keep moving on. Keep moving forward. I am going to go ahead and distress my last little bit. I'm trying to keep everything out of everybody else's way. So we had a 5x5 table to scrap with. And without even thinking, I took both corners of mine, and I thought, oh my gosh, so that leaves Janet with basically only a 3x3 section to play with, and then Cindy the same thing, because I took my entire 5 foot from corner to corner. And then, of course, the 3 foot in front. My tripod is humongous, so they already had to adapt for that. And I'm like, oh my stars, what on earth is wrong with me? So I'm trying to maintain my little section and give them a corner. So I told Janet, I said, you know what, here's what makes sense to me. I'm not really sure if, because she brought a little side table. I have the entire back to me. And so because she brought that little side table, I thought, okay, well, do you want, 4 foot going that direction and you have your corner on the left? I'll give Cindy my corner on my right, so she has her corner on the left because she had a little side table too. And then I'll take the corner on my left, and then Joni can do what she, does, which, she did busy work because they're getting ready to sell their house. So anywho, she did a little bit of crocheting too, and that didn't take up any table space. So I just felt like I was taking up all the table. And so I had to remind myself to stop putting everything over on Cindy's side, and moving it over is basically where I was going with that big old story. So anywho, I'm going to bring my photos back in. I think I do end up trimming the other photo down a little bit. I couldn't keep it at its 4-inch width. But I don't remember yes, I did. Okay. And then I come back and bring the photos back in, and went ahead and glued them down already. So that's what has happened. That way I could put that little piece of paper on top of, my husband's hunting trip. So I don't have to tell you what's under the piece of paper and in the photo. But he was super proud with what they accomplished for that day. So that is what I am scrapbooking, and enough of that. So those of you that don't want to hear it don't have to. I am taking some of these frames that are from that boy kit from Close to My Heart, and I'm going to go ahead and tuck it underneath as if I added a bunch of layers to these photos. So I've got one layer over on the bottom right, and then eventually I'm going to put a layer on the upper left, but not yet. I'm still working my way. What I do for one photo, I want to do for the other photo. So on the lower left of my husband's photo, I'm going to put another frame, faux frame. I'm going to do the green one first. I lied. See, I don't even know what I'm going to end up doing. But because I have the photos already glued down, I am trying to work with what I have. So I've got this green, which is really cool because it looks like it's in that camo print. So that's why I kind of wanted to bring it in. And then here's where I add that this other piece to the bottom left of my husband's photo. So it just looks like I've added a few layers is all that it does. And plus I use up my stuff, you guys. I had no intention I never ever create these kits that Close to My Heart provide for, like I said, fast scrapbooking. I never ever create and use the kits as they are intended. And so what I end up doing is I just use the supplies. I use the base pieces like I want to. I use all of the little extra pieces the way I want to. I just use up all the supplies as if I had, like a little kit, which it is a kit, but I don't follow the directions. I don't read the directions. I don't do any of that stuff. So with that being said, I do end up with a lot of the leftovers and a lot of pieces that I don't know what to do with. And this Use Your Stuff series is helping me see my stuff in a different light, because if I want to use it, then I want to use it. So I saw that frame as it wasn't a frame. I saw it as it's a piece of paper. It just has a hole in it. So what do I do when I have a hole? I cover it up. So that's what I ended up doing. And then I did glue down a little bit too much of my chipboard, so I had to alter some of these stickers so that way they work. But I really did like using up all these stars. That big white star I don't really think was supposed to be an embellishment, because it came from the inside of that frame with the star, that card with the star that I didn't end up using, but I used the star from it. So I don't think I was supposed to, but it looked cool anyways, and it matched the green stars that had white in the center too, so why not? Plus I wanted to get a little bit more of that dark color from the camouflage and the little strips of paper that I put behind my photos. I wanted to get a little bit of that on my layout. I don't plan on coloring any of these chipboard pieces. I'm going to leave them exactly the way that they are. I like that they are rugged like that. And then this is where I remembered that I was supposed to mix my alphas. That is the third recipe in my Mixed Media Mayhem recipe. Oh, I said that twice. And so I found good and day on a sticker sheet or a thicker sheet. And then I'm just going to use was a for my title instead of I've got good and day in the same alphas over there. And then I remembered I needed to mix them. So I've got the word today from that little sticker sheet from the Close to My Heart kit. I know, I'm just all over the place today, you guys. I apologize. And I could not pick that star back up. Those stickers are really good stickers for Close to My Heart. They really, really are. I could not pick them back up. And so actually, no, I think I glued it down. I don't think those were stickers. I think they were paper stars, and I glued them down. So that star gets a little covered up because I have to finagle my title now that it's a little bit more wonky. And so I went ahead and used mixed alphas, or mixed words, I should say, from my thickers, and I really like how that turned out. I really, really do. Plus, I got to use 2 more stickers, right? 2 more of those thickers that are in my basket, or well, they're in a bag now. But I get to use them up, and I'm super stoked about, getting them used up and on a layout instead of just constantly in my stash. So lastly, what I'm going to do is add some of this Dina Wakley in Ancient. That's the color that it is. Just to finish off my my clusters going on. And just a little bit here and there, not a whole lot. And that's it for my layout, you guys. I absolutely loved how this turned out. I think I only have one more hunting photo left, and it's basically the back of the truck. So I've got to get that going, and this series of photos will be complete. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. I had a blast, a blast in the past, going backwards with all of these awesome photos, or all of this awesome product. I think the only new product that is on here is the Dusty Attic chipboard pieces, because she came out with those a couple months ago. And that's about it. So, and again, thank you so much. Be sure to check out Janet's channel to see how she is using her stuff. We are trying to play along every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'm not really sure if she's going to have a video for Use the Stuff up today. Deborah, thank you so much for such an amazing sketch to work with. This video will be in the playlist for Christy's Beautiful Life, Series 12. And I will check y'all later. Bye.